This video will show you how to sync your SuccessWare contacts and schedule with your mobile devices. SuccessWare syncing works through the Google Contacts and Google Calendar apps, which are free services from Google. SuccessWare syncs directly with Google, and it syncs your SuccessWare information with your cell phone, tablet, computer, etc. To start, select the File menu and then choose Syncing. Click the plus to create a new syncing account. If you don't already have a Google account, you will need to create one. To do so, click the Create Google Account button. A Google web page will appear to create your account. Once your new Google account is set up, or if you already had one, enter the email address that is associated with your Google account. Then click Enter Password and type your Google password. Next, select the staff member who will be syncing with the Google account. Note that SuccessWare allows you to sync the schedules for all staff members or a different staff member under the scheduler options if desired. Two windows will appear asking how you want to be notified when automatic syncing cannot proceed without your input. To be notified with on-screen messages, click Notify User. To receive email messages, click Email User. Thirdly, if you own more than one studio and will be syncing with them with this one account, you can check the Multiple Studios box. Doing so will automatically keep track of which contacts and appointments belong to each studio. This way, information from one studio won't end up in your SuccessWare data files for your other studios. Note that you can update this setting if your circumstances change in the future. Click Set Up Google Syncing to tell Google to sync with your mobile device. A Google web page will appear. Click the appropriate button for your device and follow the instructions that appear. Note that you can sync Google with multiple devices. For example, clicking the iPhone button allows you to set up Google syncing with an iPhone. Make sure to read and follow all instructions. Sometimes they may be a bit hard to see, like the Using Google Sync with iOS Calendar link at the bottom of the iPhone instructions. Once you're done setting up Google syncing, return to SuccessWare. To change your notification options in the future, simply click the Notifications Options tab. To sync contacts, select the Contact Options tab, then click Google Contact Setup Wizard. The wizard will guide you through the steps to set up contact syncing. Before running the Contact Setup Wizard, you will need to save any changes you have made. Click the Save button. If you have been storing contacts who are currently in SuccessWare within your Google account, you will need to remove them from Google Contacts. If you don't, contacts may be duplicated within Google. Contacts who are not currently in SuccessWare or are personal in nature can be left in Google. During the first sync, they will be tagged as personal, so they are not synced with SuccessWare. The wizard will ask you if you use SuccessWare to manage more than one studio. Choose multiple studios only if you have more than one studio and you use multiple copies of SuccessWare to manage those studios, and you will want to sync them with this single account. The vast majority of you will simply choose single studio. Next, the wizard asks if you have any contacts stored in your Google account. The reason for this is that any contacts in Google will not be brought into SuccessWare during that initial sync. If the contacts exist in both SuccessWare and Google, you can simply delete them in Google. If they exist in Google but not in SuccessWare and they are business contacts, you will need to export them from Google and import them into SuccessWare. Then you can delete them from Google. Any contacts that exist in Google that are not business contacts may remain, and SuccessWare will mark them as personal, so they won't be included in the syncs with SuccessWare. Choose the appropriate response. If you just created your Google account, the answer is no. If you have contacts stored in Google, click Yes. Then once you have made sure that there are no business contacts in Google, click the checkbox and then Next. Repeat this on any device that you want to sync with the Google account. Make certain your phone, tablet, etc. is void of any contacts that are already in SuccessWare. Once complete, check the box and click Next. Once you have completed preparing your contacts in both Google and on your devices, SuccessWare will mark the remaining contacts as personal so that SuccessWare will ignore them from now on. Once complete, the contact syncing options will appear. You can sync clients and their relations, prospects, and vendors. Clients and prospects have 3 syncing options, which will help you keep the number of contacts on your mobile devices to a manageable number. You can sync all of them, those who have been recently active, along with those you have marked to always sync, or just the ones that have been so marked. SuccessWare considers a client or prospect to be recently active if you have dealt with them in some way during the past year. Each client and prospect has an Always Include in Syncs checkbox to mark those who should always sync, giving you full control of who syncs and who doesn't. To sync appointments, click the Scheduler Options tab and select the Sync with Google Calendar checkbox. Here, you can opt to sync the schedule for one employee or the schedules for the entire staff. SuccessWare's default to automatically sync with Google every 5 minutes. However, if you want to perform the initial sync yourself, you can click the Sync Now button. The first sync can take some time since it must process all of your data. Subsequent syncs will be much faster because only new and changed information needs to be synced. SuccessWare can sync with multiple Google accounts, so if you have other staff members who need to sync as well, create their Google syncing accounts like we have just done. Feel free to replay the movie if you need to. SuccessWare automatically syncs with Google at regular intervals. However, you can also sync with an account at any time by opening the syncing window, selecting the desired account in the list, and then clicking the Sync Now button. To access the syncing preferences, which apply to all syncing accounts, click the Preferences button. Here you can disable automatic syncing if you only want to sync manually or change the time interval between automatic syncs. You can also specify if SuccessWare should automatically check the Always Include in Syncs box when you create new clients and prospects.